Hey, what's up, guys? Cody from Create Your Purpose. I'm here with Jer Gabes, Blink 60. He's going to talk to us a little bit today just about his heart for people, his passion for nutrition, and just his vision for his company. How's it going, buddy?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Good. Thanks for this. Is really cool. I appreciate this.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is really cool. Yeah. This is actually the very first Create Your Purpose show. Welcome everyone to this, and it's really cool to just kind of sit down, just kind of have a dialogue just about just your heart for people, and even if you want to just start with just talking about just your vision for your company, and what really sparked that.
Yeah, for sure. So Blink 60 was a concept that I guess kind of came to me probably about 6 years ago, and just it was always background. It was always like developmental stages. I never really knew where I was going with it. But over the last 6 years, I've discovered through conversations and through connecting with people and talking with family and just meeting all kinds of different people through various situations and career changes and paths and stuff that there's a lot of people out there whose normal is... hey, yeah, just living the dreams.
Yeah.
Their normal is almost sarcasm. Their normal is almost like, yeah, what I do is I go home, I cook dinner, I clean, I go to work, I take out the garbage, I do this and this and this, and there's not enough time in the day to do anything else. If I had 70 more hours in a week, then I feel like I would be able to live my optimum life. And so just through those conversations and people's normal being, I work, I eat, I sleep, I developed a passion really to inspire people and motivate people, to let them know really that time is flying, time is of the essence. 24 hours flies by like that. So 8 of those 24 hours you're in a deep sleep, and you wake up and you have the remainder of those hours to make something of your life. And so Blink 60 literally is the concept of blink, you're 60. And I've talked to 60-year-olds and people in their 60s, like my dad, for example, who, when I told him that I made this company Blink 60, and it's like life coaching and wellness coaching and purposeful living and living with intention and influence, it really resonated with him. He was like, wow. At that time, this is 4 or 5 years ago, it resonated with him. He's like, yeah, I'm 60. I know exactly what you're talking about. I do feel like I blinked, my children grew up, and now I'm 60 years old. And really, as a 60-year-old, not my dad specifically, but what have you done other than had that thought, I work, I eat, I sleep, I run, and I don't get to do the things that I love. So it's really tapping into the things that you love to do.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. So, what would you say your your audience demographic would be when it comes to people that you have helped over the past few years with Blink?
That's a great question, because I always thought that when I came up with this concept, I think I was 36 at the time. I'm 42 now, so I think I was 36 at the time. And I thought that it would be for people my age or older, because those people would be approaching 60. And I put the name 60 because it was just one of those things. It was a number that resonated with me when it came to your future self. So anyone my age at that time that was 36 or older, when you look at your future self, you kind of project yourself 20 years in the future.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right? And so at that time,
retirement kind of thing.
That's exactly it. So I realized that in my future self, I was 56. And that's where I literally came up with the concept, like blink, I'm going to be 60. Like my future self is almost 60 years old.
Yeah.
But what I've realized over time is that just living a life of intention, living a life with purpose, and a passion to influence people, I've always worked with young people. And when I talk about Blink 60, it resonates with an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old just as much as it does with someone who's 60 or 65.
Well, I've been talking a lot about just the fact that life is so short. And you mentioned earlier, time is of the essence.
Yeah.
A lot of what we're doing with Create Your Purpose, really has to resonate with, what excites you, what motivates you, what drives you each and every day.
Yeah.
And time is really short. Life is short, and man, it's really cool to see what you're doing with your company and to see what you're doing to help people. You have a kind of a background in nutrition, right? So Tell me about that. Tell me about how that kind of ties in with what you're doing with Blink 60.
Well, at the same time that I came up with the concept Blink 60, I had just gone through a serious health transformation, better living, better health, more intentional when it came to what I was eating and how I was living out my day in an active manner, because I had young kids at the time. And they still are young, but but it was really, really important to me. I just got to a point in my own lifestyle where being part of the rat race, running from here to there, working 2 or 3 jobs, going from place to place, hockey rink to hockey rink, bus to bus, and all that kind of stuff, I found myself in kind of a bit of a health crisis. And so I decided to take control of that. And I really started to focus on my own health. I started moving more, and I started running, and I began to see the transformation within my own body when it came to better decisions, when it came to nutrition and movement. So I got really, really passionate about my own transformation, and the compliments that I was getting from healthcare professionals and doctors, as well as my friends and my surrounding, just my kind of circle of influence. That transformation really, really inspired me to help other people. And so Blink 60, as I was doing life coaching and motivational counseling and that kind of stuff, I kind of partnered along with my passion, my new passion for better nutrition, healthier living, more movement, because I found that when I was chatting with people, part of their imbalance in their life is they didn't feel good about themselves.
That's fair. Yeah.
And so
it's a big thing, you know, like it's like the concept of self-image and just really being, you know, feeling good about yourself from the inside and the outside.
Absolutely. And I just really started listening to people. And it wasn't just people that said, you know, they needed to lose weight. And it wasn't just people that said they needed to be more active. There were a lot of people that I was listening to. And what they were saying to me, as I kind of pulled apart everything that they were saying, was they don't feel good about themselves and they don't have the energy that they desire that they have. So Blink 60 really asks the question, are you living a life that you imagine for yourself? So it's not about turning 60 or 65 years old and looking back. It's literally right now, do you have the energy that you thought you would have at the age of 18, 19, 25, 37? Are you working in the career that you thought? Are you as happy and fulfilled? Are you in a positive relationship like you thought you would have when you were 20 years old and you projected what your relationship was going to look like? Are you in that positive, happy?
So you would say it's a lot of, like, you know, the concept of your company, like from what I'm understanding, it has a lot to do with vision casting. Like, where are you going to be in 15, 20 years, kind of like that kind of. Okay,
and are you living that life now so that you can guarantee that in 15 or 20 years you're going to continue to be living that life?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's like decisions on a daily basis, right? We have to cut things out of our life. One of the things that I challenge people with, and that I'm truly inspired by in the way I choose to live my life, it has to do with, and we've talked about this a lot, Cody, is that it's who you surround yourself with. You're the sum of the 5 people that you're spending your time with. And so I choose to spend my time with people like yourself and people who are inspired. So the 3 things, if I break that down, it's the inspired, the excited, and the grateful. Because inspired people inspire me. The excited people keep me in check to make sure that I'm positive and I'm constantly excited about life and the decisions that I make, and the people that I'm choosing to surround myself with are excited. And then the grateful. When I'm around negative people who are constantly complaining, it brings me down. And it's so easy to get caught up in that. So if I surround myself with grateful people, it's guaranteed that I'm going to show gratitude towards people and towards life in general.
And it's crazy, you know. I think we're talking about this today, just about the concept that, you know, everything we hear on social media is so inherently negative, like, you know, constant negative undertones, whether, you know, even positive messages sometimes have negative undertones.
That's right.
And it's really cool to see someone, you know, that is thinking and vision casting for the future, you know, presenting a positive message. I can really tell that your heart is for people and really really focused around just helping people reach their full potential.
Yeah, 100%. It's so important for me to. One of the things that drive me is waking up and meeting new people every single day and making a connection, whether that's literally at a checkout in a grocery store and showing gratitude towards somebody or asking them how their day is, finding out what their name is, telling them that, you know, you appreciate who they are, or literally like reaching out to an old friend saying, hey, I've been thinking about you, I haven't heard from you, I don't know what's going on in your life, or just legitimately spending time with my close circle of friends and making sure that I'm getting out of that relationship or putting into that relationship what it is that I desire. So
pretty cool.
I absolutely love inspiring people and motivating people to become fulfilled and happy. Yeah. That's really my goal in life.
Well, man, I want to thank you for your time and just kind of explaining your vision behind Blink 60 and, just sharing with everyone in the Create Your Purpose audience just, exactly what your heart is for people, your passion for nutrition. I just thank you for your time, man. Thanks thanks for being on the show, and thanks for just being with us today.
Yeah, absolutely.